Fucking shit.
I will tell you, I've never seen anything like it.
Holy fucking shit.
Is the craziest I think I've ever seen.
Everything okay?
$11 million? What are you gonna do? Get a Ferrari? What the fuck?
Oh, language. The baby's here.
What is going on, Life Gang crew, YouTube crew, and the TikTok crew? Lamont Tyson back in the building, giving you a movie review, Dumb Money, which follows in the plane of other financial movies such as The Big Short and my favorite of all time financial crime movies, Wolf of Wall Street with Leonardo DiCaprio. This movie right here is about what happened in the 2020-2021 era of stock trading and the craziness that goes on. Those of you that follow my channel for a long time know that I'm in the stocks and have been way before COVID and have helped some of you guys make tens of thousands. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I've helped some people make tens of thousands of dollars in stock, similar to what the main character in this thing did, Keith Gill, who calls himself Roaring Kitty. We're going to break it down. And if you're finding me for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so when I drop videos, you get them. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on IG. Download the podcast. Let's do it. Dumb Money, ladies and gentlemen, was directed by Craig Gillespie, written by Lauren Bloom and Rebecca Angelo. I've not met them, so I can't speak to them. And it is based on a book called The Antisocial Network. And this thing, one of the things that was a big draw for me was this dynamic, outstanding cast, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to these names. Paul Dano, he plays Gill, Roaring Kitty. His brother is played by Pete Davidson. Vincent D'Onofrio, he played the main villain in Daredevil. And he also plays one of the great villains in Godfather Harlot. I love that dude. One of my favorite actors in all of Hollywood, America Ferrera, she's in this. Nick Offerman is in it. Anthony Ramos, ladies and gentlemen, play a little DC characters in it. Sebastian Stan is in this thing. He plays Valid Tenev, one of the CEOs of Robinhood, and he nails that shit out the park. And then we got Seth Rogan, who plays one of the hedge fund managers who winds up losing all their money. Premise of this story, ladies and gentlemen, probably most of you all that are watching this from my channel already know about this, but during the Wall Street era, we had a couple of short squeezes. And the movie doesn't go into detail about what these things mean, not great detail. So I'm gonna try to break it down for you a little bit. So during the era, we had a couple of companies that the big hedge fund rich people in Wall Street started placing investments that these stocks are gonna go down. That's called shorting the stock. And if you are someone who ever wants to short the NASDAQ, which typically encompasses all of the stocks that deal with tech, all you have to do is go and get a stock called SQQ. It's triple levered. And whenever those tech stocks are down, this stock goes up and makes you money. So basically Wall Street done the same exact concept, except for they did this on betting that stocks such as GameStop, AMC, and a whole lot of others was going to go down. Dumb Money follows the character Keith Gill, who calls himself Roaring Kitty. Now, I don't know why people want to trust a man named Roaring Kitty, but then again, a lot of us love Black Panther, and hell, he's worshiping a damn cat. At the very least, Black Panther's worshiping a big game cat, but I digress. Roaring Kitty, he was already working at a financial institute in Massachusetts and just had his own feeling about what was going to happen with GameStop. He felt like that the big monster mega hedge funds wasn't giving GameStop its justice in terms of what was going on in the financial books. Now, he was crazy. I'm not going to lie. Me being a seasoned veteran of investing, not just in stocks, but in real estate, I would have never made that bet. But Roaring Kitty, he laid down $50,000, ladies and gentlemen. And then he built a following on YouTube and people started following this dude. Then he got into Wall Street bets on Reddit and people at first, they clowned him and then they started following him because they started noticing that GameStop was going up. And now this thing does follow a couple of characters in the hedge fund world. It follows Melvin Capital and its founder, Gabe Patokin. And it also follows the person who is basically in bed with pretty much every single online brokerage house, Ken Griffith, who runs, I forgot the name of his investment firm. But basically what happens is most of these companies that don't charge you to do stock trading, they do something called work for order flow. And guess what? Every time you do that, Ken Griffith and his hedge fund company makes money off that. And so I'll get to that in a minute. And his thing is called Citadel, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot the name, but it's called Citadel. And as this story follows Roaring Kitty and his brother, and mind you, they lost their sister. They didn't say exactly why they lost the sister, but they did lose the sister, and she had 3 kids that live with their parents now. The speculation was it had something to do with COVID, but the movie really doesn't say. But they're pretty poor. They're not rich by no means. And this story follows a couple of families in the same situation. Everybody feels like the man is getting over. And as someone who's in the game, I will have to say the decks, ladies and gentlemen, are stacked for the government and rich people that to really, really get over, because not only do they have the money, they have the means, but more importantly, they have access to the people that create the rules. And you'll see how that plays into this story at the very end. But it follows America Ferrera, who I love. And you couldn't even tell that it was her in this story because she played the shit so well. She's a struggling nurse who's in a lot of debt, got 2 kids. She finds this guy, Keith Gill, Roaring Kitty. She believes in him. She invests. She makes plenty of money. Her story, she went up to $500,000 and wound up taking herself a little vacation because she hasn't taken one in a long time. But she got diamond hands. What does diamond hands mean, ladies and gentlemen, in the lingo? Hold the stock. And for those of you wondering what dumb money means, that's usually that's hedge funds euphemism for retail traders. Dumb money. Because you don't have access to the technology, you don't have access to all the resources they have to make informed decisions. And then might I say, sometimes insider trading, these MFers won't tell you that, to make trades that's going to make you money. So those are what those terms mean. And then it follows 2 college lesbians who are in trouble. And then it follows my man Anthony Ramos, who works at GameStop and has a shitty boss who's always making him do bullshit TikTok dances to try to get the crowd hype, and is always bossing him around telling him what to do. All right? So let's get into this thing. Now that you guys kind of know the premise and the backstory and what's going on in this story, let's talk about what was good. Cast was amazing. That is almost worth the price of the ticket. It's supposed to be somewhat of a drama / funny thing. Now, for my African and my Black Americans, you probably won't find the humor funny. And me being as diverse as I am, I didn't find all the jokes funny either. It was more that slapstick white American humor. But for me, because I'm into finances and all that, I went and seen it anyway. The guy who is playing Roaring Kitty, he did a good job. Wasn't nothing special. Some people claim they was blown away by Pete Davidson character, who was his brother. He didn't do nothing special for me. I was blown away by America Ferrera. I was also blown away by Seth Rogan, who is playing the Melvin Capital manager and founder, Gabe Patokin, who lost all his money. Because when they started getting squeezed by Reddit and the YouTubers and everybody following GameStop, that man was shitting bricks. And there's a couple of scenes in this movie where you see the rich people being so out of touch with normal America, it's not even funny. For example, one of the Wallstreet rich hedge fund guys has a pet pig, ladies and gentlemen, that he feeds, and the pet pig is living a better life than most humans. And that really happened. When at the very end of this story, when everything's getting squeezed so bad, Congress and the FTC decides to launch an investigation into everything. And so mind you, at this point, everybody that is buying stock is holding the hell out that shit because it's going up. And everybody's following Keith Gill, Roaring Kitty, seeing what he does and basically living through his knowledge and holding the stock. And they're all holding it. And at this moment, everybody is making money. By this point in time, Roaring Kitty is up like 50 some odd $1 million. He's still holding, which is crazy. People that know me know that I believe you take some profit along the way up. Don't take everything, but take some profit along the way up because you never know when the ride is going to come down. America Ferrera, her character, got up to $500,000. Now, mind you, they show you everybody's net worth, and pretty much everybody was in the hole except for the hedge fund managers and the Wall Street types. Well, when the FTC calls in that investigation and they drop the hammer on everybody, wanting to know how the hell you did this, how the hell you do that, we see Gabe Patokin being so out of touch with normal America that he wanted to do his interview with the Congress with his rare bottle of wines behind him. His ass didn't know that you should go into one of these things not looking rich, but you're supposed to go as though you're the average American. At the end of the day, it wouldn't have mattered. I mean, I think he should have just set up shop wherever the hell he wanted to, because people know you're rich already. Don't even try to fake the funk. That makes it look worse. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, what came from all these investigations, the dog and pony show, they have my girl AOC up here grilling people about the work order flow for work and all that. What came from it, ladies and gentlemen? Absolutely nothing. All it did was slow down what is already going, what we already have conspiracies about. The American system is corrupt as fuck. Because at the end of the day, this was a situation where the little man was getting the big man. They found a way to backdoor screw these rich billion-dollar hedge funds. And what did Robin Hood do? And I was someone who suffered from this too. Robin Hood, because they're in bed with one of these hedge fund managers doing the work for order flow, which was Melvin Capital, not Melvin Capital, but Citadel and Ken Griffin, they wound up getting a phone call saying that you're going to owe us all these millions of dollars if you don't shut this shit down. And what did Robin Hood do? They shut the shit down so that you couldn't make trades on the app that would have caused the stock to keep going up. Everybody and their mama was so mad with Robin Hood. But at the end of the day, Robin Hood did what they had to do to survive, which was ironic because they're Robin Hood, meaning that they're robbing from the rich guy, helping the little guy. And in that moment, their asses didn't do that in order to survive. And so at the end of the day, after all the investigations was done, nobody got in trouble for that. Nobody. Robin Hood had an IPO that wound up going slow, but it still allowed them to flourish. Melvin Capital and Patokin and Citadel, they didn't get in any trouble. Now, Melvin Capital gave Patokin lost money, but I mean, when you've been a billionaire that long, you don't think that these people done put some money across seas and got other buddies to help them out financially? Yeah, it happened. But the worst thing that happened was at the end, they leave an excerpt saying that from now on, the hedge funds are got people online looking to see where the next short squeeze or where the next loophole that the regular retail investor, the dumb money, quote unquote, could find to squeeze them. And the other thing that they didn't put in the movie that they're doing, they're not readily releasing the information on their shorts. The stocks that they're shorting, they're not readily releasing that information the way they did during this era. So all that was a bad thing to come from this, in my opinion. And overall, I would say the movie is entertaining. Something that I didn't like was they played these hip hop songs and there ain't many black people in them. They played Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B's WAP. And that was my first time really hearing the song. And I didn't know that women was going to be talking about doing that much with their pussies and how they use their pussies to do everything. But damn, that song shook me. And they played Kendrick Lamar. And I felt like those songs wasn't well timed with what was going on in the film and the characters being portrayed during the time when they played those songs. It kind of felt like they just randomly took these crazy, well, not crazy, but these high intensity hip hop songs and just stuck them in there. It didn't feel germane to the characters that they played the songs during the time. So that was the only little gripe I had. Overall, I mean, if you want to go see it, go see the matinee. Don't go see it late at night. And on the Life Games entertainment scale, I'll give this thing a 6 out of 10. It wasn't my favorite of these type of movies. It wasn't bad. It wasn't overly great. But it is, if you're into financial matters, stocks, real estate, it's definitely worth a visit to go see. And if you don't want to pay for the late night viewing, just wait for it to come on stream. That's going to do it for this video. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe, get yourself that life gain. Let me know if you're going to go see it. Let me know how you feel they did on the portrayal if you've already seen it. And if you ever want to know about what I'm doing with stocks, all you got to do is hit a brother in the memberships for my YouTube channel, or just hit me with a message on TikTok. Download the podcast, and until that next Sexy as Hell video, I'll see you.